Coming up
Sir,
in
how
court
often Are you
today.
getting drunk? Are you getting drunk every night?
I ain't getting drunk at all.
Well,
I drink a beer or two after work, and I ain't getting drunk.
Ma'am, how much does he drink?
He drinks about up to 6 a day.
6 a day?
Yeah.
And how often are his biker friends over?
Just on the weekends.
Just the weekends. Is that when the beatings get the worst?
Yes.
In the court system, justice is not always just. That's why they bring their disputes here. Real people, real problems, real justice. Justice is eye for an eye.
Plaintiff wants to be legally emancipated from her stepfather, who she claims is abusive. Defendant claims his stepdaughter is a liar and an ingrate.
I'm Sherry Tillman, and I'm here today because I want to be emancipated from my stepfather, who is abusive, no good, and treats me like crap.
Yeah, my name's Truman, and I'm here today because my ingrate daughter is suing me for emancipation. I guess she thinks she's some kind of slave or something.
All rise!
All right, Sherry Tillman, you are suing Truman Ellison, who is your father, and you want to be emancipated, which means that you want to be considered that he is not your father and you want to be on your own, and that's what you're asking me to do, correct?
Yes.
And you are Truman Ellison, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about what's going on.
Well, me and my mom lived by ourselves until I was 12. We lived by ourselves in our trailer, and one day she
Were you being raised just by your mom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what kind of relationship did you have with your mom till you were 12?
Really good. We were really close. No problems.
Okay.
And one day she brought home Truman and said that he was my real father, and that they wanted to get married and make it legal again. And I was confused because I didn't know. I mean, I don't know him, so I mean.
So you were 12 years old and you never knew he was your father?
Yes.
And all of a sudden your mom brought him to the house and said he was your father and they were going to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you ever come forward in the 12 years?
Because it was just as big a surprise to me as it was to her.
So you were approached by the mother and said 12 years later that you were the father?
Yeah, that's the way she said it. Way it went down, so I said, sure, I'll do the manly thing and take care of him.
Okay, so then what happened?
Well, everything went downhill from then. My mom always was on his side, and she never agreed with me. I was always wrong, and every time I would get in trouble, he would beat me with a belt.
He would beat you with the belt.
Yes.
And what do you have in your hand?
These are pictures.
Okay, Big Sugar Ray, can you bring those here, please? Okay, she has submitted bruises to her leg.
She did that. Judge, she did that right in her bicep.
And those are, you saying he beat you with the belt?
Yes.
Did you tell anybody about this?
No, because I was scared. He threatened me.
What do you mean he threatened you?
He threatened me if I told anybody, my mom or anybody, that he would do it again, that it would get worse.
I threatened to beat your butt like any daddy would when you was misbehaving. That's all there is to it.
Okay, did you beat her?
I spanked her.
Okay, how many times have you spanked her?
Shoot, who knows? You remember how many times you got spanked when you was a kid?
And
I don't remember.
What kind of things did you use? What kind of things would he use to hit you with?
His belt and his hand.
Okay. And do you admit that? They used your belt in your hand?
Yeah, I used my hand.
Okay, what other things are you alleging for the reason that you want to be emancipated from him?
Well, my mom died 3 months ago.
Okay, your mom died. And how old are you now?
I'm 16.
Okay, so you're alone at the house now with this
him.
man?
Yes.
Okay, and tell me what's going on now.
It's just horrible. I can't have any friends over. I can't have a boyfriend.
Oh, you bring friends over all the time. Them little shaved tails are running all over the place.
I would not bring anybody around him.
Why would you not bring anybody around?
Because I've seen what he does to me, and I would not want him to embarrass me in front of somebody else.
Okay, has he touched you any other way besides just hitting you?
No.
Okay.
But, I mean, if he came over, you know, with his friends, his biker friends, they would all drink and get a little rowdy, and his friends would touch me on my butt.
And when that happened, would he do anything?
No, he would just laugh.
That's because she's over there teasing them on, her and her other little girly friends that keeps coming over there messing up our parties and stuff.
Sir, she's your daughter, and you're not
And I'm taking
interfering
care
with
of her. I ain't gonna let her be a juvenile delinquent like her mother was.
But these are your friends touching your daughter on her butt, and you're going to sit there and just watch it?
That's her story.
Well, you sort of just admitted it there. You said the reason you allowed it. And what other things have gone on?
Like, I would have to lock myself in my room at night. I'd have to put the dresser in front of the door because I was scared that he would get drunk and come in and beat me again. But it was just little stuff, like if I forgot to take the trash out, he would beat me until I was bleeding, you know, and it gets worse every time.
Every
I'm
kid
just sick
needs
of it.
discipline growing up. And
So
that's all she's complained about is getting a little discipline.
She's saying she didn't do anything wrong, that you're getting drunk, and that's when the beatings start. Is that when they start?
No, I
Yes.
beat her whenever she gets out of hand.
So you were so scared that you've had to put your dresser in front of your door, and how long does this go on for?
Every night.
Oh,
Every night.
boy,
Yeah.
it don't go on every night. I don't have parties over there every night, and that's the only time you said that something happened to you is whenever I have my buddies over there.
But you drink every night.
Well, who don't have a beer after work every night? I'm making all that money and giving it to you
It's
because
fine.
I promised your mama I'd
It's
take
fine.
care of you.
It's fine if you have a beer every night, but don't get so drunk that you have to beat me for no reason.
Oh, well, I got plenty of reason when I beat you, I tell you. Besides that, she's suing me for what, emancipation? What's that, like she's some kind of slave or something? She don't do any damn work around the place. She's worthless. She's more worthless than her mama was.
He came over, you know, with his friends, his biker friends. They would all drink and get a little rowdy, and his friends would touch me on my butt.
So how often are you getting drunk? Are you getting drunk every night?
I ain't getting drunk at all.
Well,
I drink a beer or two after work, and I ain't getting drunk.
Ma'am, how much does he drink?
He drinks about up to 6 a day,
6 a day?
Yeah.
And how often are his biker friends over?
just on the weekends.
Just the weekends. Is that when the beatings get the worst?
Yes.
And have you seen him do drugs at all?
Yes, I have witnessed that.
That's a lie. I ain't done no.
No, I have.
What kind of drugs have you seen him do?
Cocaine.
You've seen him do cocaine?
Yes.
And
How did I do it? You know so much about it. Why don't you tell us how you do
Why don't you
cocaine?
tell them how you do it?
I don't do it.
I don't have to.
You and your little shaved tail girly friends is causing trouble all the time bringing that crap into place.
Sir, do you admit doing drugs?
No, sir.
How often have you seen him doing cocaine?
Just when his friends are over.
When his friends are over?
Yeah.
And then what happens when his friends come over?
They just get rowdy, rambunctious and trash the house. And they park their motorcycles in the living room.
They park the motorcycles in the living
Yes.
room?
Only when we have to work on one, and you won't even clean up the oil when it drips on the damn rug for us. What's wrong with you people? You don't even, that's the problem with this country. We ain't got anybody disciplining their youngins anymore.
So, sir, the girl is 16 years old, and you expect her to clean up after you and your friends are drinking beer and dumping oil all over your house? Is that what you want her for? And then you're beating her if she
I
does
don't
it?
want her for nothing. That's why I expect her to keep, do something for her keep.
You're her father, and you don't want her?
No, I want her to be brought up and show a little respect for her upbringing.
So, ma'am, this is the way it is at the house?
Yes, sir.
See, that's the gratitude I get for taking care of her, Mama. It brings me in court with this nonsense.
What was your relationship with your mom?
I loved her a lot, even though, we had a disagreement with her marrying him, with all the stuff that went
Mama
on.
loved me?
Yeah, she did love me.
Well, so what's the problem then?
Well, The problem is she's scared of you. I mean, it's not normal when
Well,
a
I was
child...
scared of my old man and my, you know, so what?
She's a 16-year-old girl, and she's having to put a dresser in front of her door because she's scared of you. There's a big problem there. She says you're doing drugs, and I believe her. How often has he let his biker friends touch you?
Every time they come over.
And just because somebody bumps into you, they ain't touching you.
Describe what they have done.
Well, I have to wait on them, get their beers.
You have to wait on them and get their beers.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Go to the refrigerator, walk 3 steps and grab a beer for us. That's damn slavery, that's for sure.
Sir, you disgust me. This is your own flesh and blood. This is your daughter, and you're treating her like a slave. You're bringing
Well,
her...
if she was a boy, I'd probably treat her a little better, but you know. But you know, you don't get to pick what you get.
Are you okay? When his friends have grabbed you, describe exactly what they have done.
Well, if I would like go get them a beer, you know, they would, you know, talk to me, oh, I can't wait to get a piece of that. Or, you know, pinch me on the butt or slap me on the butt.
You better be glad you got a butt somebody's interested in. You ain't got many more years, you're going to be out on your own.
How could you sit there and allow these guys to touch her butt?
They just bumped into her. She's exaggerating. It ain't that bad. I mean, it's a little trailer. You got 5, 6 guys in there. What do you expect? People going to be bumping into each other.
Was it more than a bump?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, why didn't you tell me? I'd knock the hell out of the guy for you.
Because you were usually passed out by that point.
But you have nowhere to go.
Nowhere.
You have nowhere to go. All right. Well, I think I know what's going on here, and I'll be back in a second with my decision. Thank you. Took your DNA, and just to make sure that you were the father. And we've got the DNA results right now. When his friends have grabbed you, describe exactly what they have done.
Well, if I would like go get them a beer, you know, they would, you know, talk to me, oh, I can't wait to get a piece of that. Or, you know, pinch me on the butt or slap me on the butt.
You better be glad you got some butt somebody's interested in.
All rise!
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Tillman, I really feel for you. I really do. I cannot imagine what it's like to live in terror of your own father. I just can't even imagine. To the point that you have to put a dresser in front of your drawer. There's supposed to be a love between the father and daughter. There's supposed to be fun and play and love. And yours is full of terror. And the fact that your mother has died and you're home alone with terror every night is just unbelievable for me to think about. You know, emancipation is a very, very serious matter. It's basically telling a parent, stripping them of all rights, as if they have no rights to the child. So many factors I have to consider. I have to consider the welfare of the child. I have to consider where would she live. I have to consider how could she support herself. You know, you remember before this case came up earlier, we took your DNA, and just to make sure that you were the father. And we've got the DNA results right now. Sir, Mr. Ellison, the DNA results from what you took earlier show that you are not her natural father.
What do you mean I'm not the father?
You're not the father. I don't care.
How the hell does that work?
Well, evidently her mother told you that. I don't know if she believed it or what. She's not here for us to tell us why she told you that.
So not only
but
she's a whore, she's a liar.
You are not the father.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Is there a Nick Randall in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Please come forward.
What's he got to do with it? You saying him?
Sugar Ray, I about had enough of this guy. He's not the father. He has nothing more to do with this case. You're free to go party with your biker friends. Let's go ahead and get him out of here.
Right, you two, just make sure I don't see you on the street, Buckwheat. Hit you on the street, brother.
Okay, Mr. Randall, stand right here, please. Okay, Mr. Randall, you had heard that that Sherry Tillman was going to come on this court, and you called our office, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you told us about something that you received in the mail, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and do you have that on you?
I do.
And could you hand it to me, please, sir? Okay, and could you go back and stand right there? Okay, this is a letter from your mother. I know it is strange to hear from me after all these years. I'm dying of cancer and only have a couple months to live. The DNA results from what you took earlier show that you are not her natural father. This is a letter from your mother. It says, "Dear Nick, I know it is strange to hear from me after all these years. I'm dying of cancer and only have a couple months to live. I want you to know that I always wanted to marry you and have kids with you. I got scared and never told you I got pregnant. You have a beautiful daughter, and I hope you will be part of her life when I die. Her name is Sherry Tillman." And sir, we also took your DNA results before you came on court, and you do not know the results. But before I announce it, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I met this girl's mother 16 years ago, and we had a very serious relationship. We were in love. I thought we were going to get married. But one day I went back to see her, and she was gone.
How old were you when you met her?
38. I tried for a year to find out where she was gone, but there was no forwarding address, there was nothing. They say eventually time heals all wounds, so I got on with my life and got married.
Did you ever have any kids?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Are you married now?
No, I am not.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm an investment banker.
Okay, and where do you live?
I live in the Savannah area.
Okay. A nice house?
Very nice house. I can take care of her, Your Honor.
Well, the only way you can is if the results are. So I've got your DNA results here, sir. And Mr. Randall, your DNA results that you took earlier today show that you are the natural father of Sherry Tillman. You can go over and help. Now, we have sent the home review people to his house. We've done home studies. We've done background checks on him. We've done everything. But you two, and we feel he is a good man, a good place. But I know this is, you had a shock at 12, and now you're having a shock at 16. I cannot imagine what you're going through. Mr. Randall, this girl has been through so much in her life. You can only imagine what someone like her has been through. She is going to need love. She's going to need counseling. She's going to need everything. Would you please keep me informed how everything's going? Would you please let me know how everything's going?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Will you two, if you ever have any problems, will you call me directly?
Sure.
All right. Will you two go on and see if you can have a good life? Thank you. That's justice. Today's case dealt with child abuse. It is up to us as citizens to keep our eyes open to see if children have been abused. If you see a child being abused, call the police and be persistent. They need protection. So if you've been a victim of anything, don't get revenge. Come to my court.